Two hillbillies got themselves a cabin for their vacation, where a bunch of teenagers starts to disrupt their vacation after one of the guys decides to rescue one of the girls from the teenagers' group. You'll have to stick around to the end to see how the whole story unfolds. Hello and welcome to Comedy Recap. Today we will give you a recap of the film Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Spoilers ahead, obviously. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. The movie starts with two people roaming a mysterious place and recording their adventures. We see through the camera that the girl gets hit by a sudden blow from a baseball bat, knocking her out. The man with the camera freaks out and tries to escape, but also gets hit by the bat. The man who hits them lifts the camera, and we then get to see his half-burned face. We now meet a group of friends who are traveling in a car seeking to have some fun.
Oh, shit! Jesus, that was close!
A car passes them by with two men looking at them weirdly. A girl from their group later reminds them that they had forgotten to buy the beer. They then stop by a local store to use the restrooms and buy beer. Allison from the group tries buying the beer and notices that a hillbilly in the same store across the shelves was stalking her continuously. A friend of hers came in and asked her to leave the creepy store. They went out and prepared to continue their journey as two hillbillies, Dale and Tucker, saw them from afar. Tucker told nervous Dale to approach the girls and just talk to them. Dale went to shoot his chance, but scared off the group. The hillbillies are now traveling back in their truck and talking about how to get women right before a cop pulls them over and inquires them about where they were headed. The hillbillies now reach their destination, which was at the foot of a cabin. They had bought a vacation cabin and decided to give it a look. They went inside and found hanging bones inside while not being creeped out. The group of friends is now sitting in the middle of a forest near a campfire, where Chad from the group starts to tell them a story. In the story, he explains that there was a group of friends just like theirs who were enjoying just like them in the same forest. They then all got killed off except one by two strange men with sharp tools. The group got scared after hearing the story and later proceeded to go skinny dipping. Coincidentally, the hillbillies were also at the same lake fishing. Tucker saw the girls swimming in the water and decided to peek, but Dale disagreed. Allison, as she was descending from a rock, fell into the water and got unconscious after she saw the hillbillies peeking at her and her friends. The hillbillies rescued her from the water and tried convincing her friends to get her back, but her friends ran away thinking the hillbillies had captured and killed their friend. Allison woke up and found herself in the cabin. Dale came to her with pancakes, but Allison freaked out thinking that he was about to harm her. Her friends were just outside the cabin and were planning to rescue her. Dale brought breakfast to Allison and comforted her by introducing himself and his dog, later offering to play board games. Tucker saw them from outside the cabin and later proceeded to cut down wood with his chainsaw. He then accidentally cut through the beehive that was inside the wooden part. The bees started to swarm Tucker, where he lifted the chainsaw and swung it up in the air. One of the friends from the group tried approaching the cabin to rescue Allison, but saw Tucker coming at him swinging a chainsaw. He then started to run away from him, thinking that Tucker was trying to kill them. Tucker went after the guy unknowingly, who went straight into a sharp wooden object piercing right through his chest. Dale and Allison played and chatted in the cabin when later Tucker came in with a swollen face. Allison asked to find her friends, and Dale insisted to find them with Tucker while she rested. The group of friends outside tried calling but got no signals. They then saw the hillbillies approaching them and decided to hide. The hillbillies tried contacting them but failed to find them and decided to leave them a message on a log. After they had left, the friends came to the log and read the message, which read, "We have got your friend." Dale was digging a pit to bury all their feces, and Allison decided to help him dig. Her friends saw the situation and thought that she was being made to dig her own grave. The friends decided to help her. One of the friends charged towards Dale with a sharpened wooden stick, but managed to pierce himself while Allison fell into the pit and knocked herself out. Another friend charged at Tucker and accidentally fell into the shredder after Tucker had ducked unknowingly. Dale came back to the cabin with unconscious Allison and met Tucker, who explained to each other what had just happened to them. Now 4 friends remained other than Allison. Chad tried reasoning with them and explained that they needed to fight them off themselves. The rest of the group disagreed with Chad's methods and ran off to the cop car that was passing by. They then sat in the car and left while Chad remained in the forest. Dale and Tucker went to the shredder and got the pieces of the body out from it. The cop car arrived at the situation where the sheriff got out and met with the guys. Tucker tried to reason with the sheriff, but Dale messed up the situation and told the sheriff that he had one girl from the group in his bedroom knocked out. They then went to check up on the girl while the group in the car panicked. The sheriff checked up on the girl, who looked fine. He then accidentally leaned on the loose wooden support, which slipped and struck a wooden piece with nails on it right into his face. He then went back to the car with the piece stuck to his face and contacted for help through his radio. The group in the car freaked out, thinking that the Hillbillies had hurt him. A guy from the group bravely went out and grabbed the sheriff's gun to shoot at the Hillbillies, but failed since the safety was on. He tried to disable the safety, but accidentally shot himself. Later, Chad came running from the forest, grabbed the gun, and shot at the Hillbillies, who ran inside the cabin and had laid on the ground to avoid getting shot. Dale grabbed a nail gun and shot at the group, while Tucker snuck through the other side to rescue their dog, who was threatened by the teenage group. He rescued the dog, but got caught by the teenagers and later tortured. Dale went back and told Allison of all the horror that was happening when an object was thrown at their door. Allison went and got the object, which was found to be Tucker's finger inside it. Dale freaked out and went to rescue him. He found him hanging upside down in the middle of the forest and helped him down. Chad and the rest went to the cabin to rescue Allison, who told them that Dale and Tucker were only trying to help her out. Chad disagreed when later the Hillbillies entered the cabin. Chad tried to fight them, but Allison calmed him down and made Dale and Chad sit at the table to reason out their conflicts. They both explained their stories of hating each other when later 2 members of the group came crashing in with a grass-cutting machine and charged at Tucker. He ducked where the machine sliced the girl. Chad flipped the table over and tried killing Dale. The cabin got caught on fire while Dale, Tucker, and Allison escaped. Chad, who also had survived, chased after them with an axe while they escaped in their truck. They later crashed into a tree. After Dale woke up, he realized Chad took Allison away. He then saw Tucker sitting along a tree, hurt, who tells him to go after Allison and rescue her. Dale went to the shed where she was tied down by Chad. He tried to rescue her while Chad came after them with a chainsaw. Allison managed to find an old newspaper and realized that the killer a long time ago who had murdered the teenage group was Chad's father. Chad read the paper himself and got angry. Dale threw tea dust at his eyes and blinded him, where he tripped and fell from the building's window. Cops later were called to the situation. Tucker was brought to the hospital and got his fingers stitched back. Dale also managed to go with Allison to the bowling alley and later kissed her as well. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.